A lot of smiles here in Johnson County tonight as Sunday Best played a concert to raise money for victims from last week's flooding.
Lexington police say a teenager ended up being injured tonight while trying to run from them.
Police need your help finding a man they say stole someone's identity, then went on a shopping spree in the Lexington area.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. They wanted to give back to the people they call the Kinfolk Nation. Tonight, the country music duo Sunday Best and singer Tyler Childers played a concert in Johnson County designed to give hope and healing to flood victims.
The concert at Johnson Central High School raised money for flood relief, and a big crowd showed up to hear the Kentucky natives. Garrett Weimer has our top story at 11.
Emotions remain raw after a week of such sadness.
Yes, it's been a real rough week. I had families come all the way from Idaho that donated to the flood victims.
But now you can even see smiles.
And it's good to see them out relaxing, communicating, laughing, you know, trying to get everything back to normal as best we can.
That's where Sunday Best came in, playing a free concert in the parking lot of Johnson Central High School, the command center for efforts over the past week. Donations from the concert will benefit those efforts to help flood victims here. Folks here in Johnson County say the concert is about more than just the music, and it's even about more than just raising money to help the victims. It's about raising spirits. They say the concert, even if just for a night, helped everyone here get their minds off of what they have just been through in the past week.
People have lost everything, you know, kind of first chance at actually getting out and getting to talk to a few people, telling their stories, and just bringing the community together as a whole, again, pulling everything back together.
It means a lot to me that a lot of people supporting them because they have lost everything.
So on this night, in this place, a blessing after so much loss, the start of healing after so much hurt. Not to mention the sunny skies, a beautiful sight, a beautiful night, after everything folks here have been through. In Johnson County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Well, that is a beautiful sight. Organizers say all of the fundraising efforts during tonight's concert brought in nearly $50,000. Tonight, there is a new home for all of the donations arriving in Johnson County. Last week, Johnson Central High School had been the distribution hub for the donations, but now that's been moved to a warehouse near the Big Sandy Furniture Store in Painesville. The folks from All Hands Volunteers have also arrived to help.
You could see the devastation that it would cause to your neighbors and to your family and your friends, and this was on such a much bigger scale that it really hit home, and I wanted to try to do something.
Well, All Hands Volunteers travels around the world helping coordinate volunteers. The group has been in Johnson County since Sunday.
New tonight, people in neighboring Magoffin County are also helping those flood victims. The Magoffin County School District has organized a donation drive as a way to pay it forward. School leaders say when a tornado hit Magoffin County back in 2012, many children were left with nothing until others stepped in to help. So people in Magoffin County have already donated notebooks, pens, and backpacks for children in Johnson County.
I just want them to know that we're their neighbors, we're their friends, and we're here for them because we understand. We've been there, not to the extent of the tragedy they received, but we've been there and we know what it's like to be in need and what it's like to just see how many people does come out to help when you are in need. It's amazing.
The first day of school in Johnson County is August 4th, less than 2 weeks away. And you were there this afternoon. Could you feel kind of the excitement of people?
Oh, yeah. And I think what he said, people being able to get out for the first time and see each other and just talk and hug and love on each other, big deal.
Big stress reliever, too?
Big stress reliever, yeah.
All right. Well, some great weather tonight for that concert in Johnson County.
It was perfect out there, Chris Bailey, but it looks like we're talking more rain moving into parts of the bluegrass.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be the case as we head into tomorrow. But obviously, today was just a winner of a weather day. Easily, in my book, the best of July so far, and obviously for a lot of folks out there probably saying the same. Here's how the day is wrapping up. Thermometers upper 60s to low 70s across central and eastern Kentucky. 68 Danville, 69 Lexington. Cooler into Covington at 66 degrees, though the focus of the forecast is on how we are walking a fine line For your Thursday forecast, what kind of fine line are we talking about here? Well, it's a rain line. Area of low pressure on top of the Arkansas-Missouri border that is scooting its way eastward now, right on top of the Kentucky-Tennessee border as we go into the day tomorrow. Look at the thunderstorms blowing up out ahead of that. That put down 2.5 inches of rain near Murray State University just a little bit ago in just a couple of hours. So even on what is a beautiful day for much of Kentucky, parts of the state are getting drenched again. But it is that thunderstorm cluster that will roll its way toward the east. Short term, though, nothing is on Defender into central and eastern Kentucky. Weather headlines, a brand new hour-by-hour forecast to share with you to show you who gets what in terms of the rain versus some sun heading into the day tomorrow. Then we follow a summer weekend with typical summer weather out there before the storms kick back in. Guys, 7-day forecast does get a little busy again in about 10 minutes.
All right, we will see you then, Chris. Thank you. New tonight, Lexington police say a teenager trying to run from them ended up being hit by a car. It happened around 7:30 tonight near the intersection of North Broadway and West Loudon. Police say 45 minutes earlier they received a report of someone firing shots at a home on Carlisle Avenue. Police later spotted a car matching a description of the one that the shooter was in, but police say 2 teenagers inside it jumped out and ran off. While trying to run away, they say one of the teens ran in front of a car and was hit. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and police say they soon arrested the other teenager.
Anytime someone's willing to indiscriminately discharge a firearm at a house, obviously regardless of the time of day, it's a significant risk, not only to the people who live there, but the people who live next door and people behind.
Police say 2 people, including a child, were at the home at the time, but they were not injured. Police aren't sure why the shots were fired. A trip to Mammoth Cave ended up costing an Ohio man a lot more than he expected. Investigators say during the trip, someone stole his identity, then spent thousands of dollars of his money at stores in the Lexington area.
Deputies in Brown County, Ohio say they're looking for this man in connection to the theft. New tonight, they have released surveillance video in this case. Monique Blair is tracking the investigation tonight.
We know he's pretty well dressed and must be pretty intelligent.
Brown County, Ohio Detective Chad Noble needs your help looking for this man. He says stole an Ohio man's identity and used it to open credit cards on June 25th in Lexington and in Nicholasville.
He used my male victims, all of his personal information.
The suspect bought several items at Walmart, Kohl's, and Sam's Club, totaling more than $5,000. Now, the suspect was able to get a credit card from Sam's Club in the victim's name, but Detective Noble says the victim's description versus the suspect's description are actually very different from each other.
My victim in this case was a 6'3", 270-pound white male. My suspect in the pictures is probably approximately 5'9", approximately 170 pounds, African-American male. So quite a bit of difference.
Detective Noble is also looking for 2 women who were with the suspect at Sam's Club. The suspect is left-handed and wears reading glasses.
He's very, very good at what he does. He's not nervous in any way, shape, or form. If you watch the video where he fills out the application, he takes his time.
Even smiling for this Sam's Club membership picture. The suspect and the 2 women were also caught on camera leaving Sam's Club in this silver Acura SUV. In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
The suspect faces charges in Ohio and also likely in Lexington and Nicholasville.
A dog died after Frankfort police say it was left in a hot car, and now they've arrested the dog's owner. Frankfort police charged 27-year-old Stephanie Tyler with second-degree animal cruelty. They say animal control was first called to a home on Landings Drive yesterday for a report of a dog tied to the bumper of a car. Police say animal control told Tyler she couldn't do that, but a few hours later, neighbors say they called for help after seeing the dog in a locked car.
My mother-in-law went to take the trash out and asked if they seen the dog, if that was a dog in there, and we told her, yeah. He was panting real hard, didn't have no food or water.
And I picked up the phone, called the dog warden.
Frankfort police say by the time they arrived, the dog was unresponsive. It was later pronounced dead at a veterinary clinic. Police say the temperature inside that car was about 145 degrees. They say Tyler told them she put the dog in the car because it was acting aggressively towards her children.
Tonight, more people in the community are providing security for armed forces recruiting centers around the Bluegrass. This comes nearly a week after a man killed 4 Marines and a sailor at military facilities in Chattanooga. guns are not allowed at Armed Forces Career Centers. So now, Houstonville Police Chief Fred McCoy and other armed volunteers are standing guard at the Career Center in Danville.
If there is an intent and they see somebody here with weapons, guess what? They're going to go somewhere else because they're cowards.
The no weapons rule is only at federal facilities. Governor Beshear says that National Guard soldiers in Kentucky are allowed to carry licensed concealed weapons.
An unusual discovery on a Franklin County farm. Police say someone found a human skull more than 10 feet down a sinkhole.
The man who lives at that farm on Jones Lane said a worker mowing around the sinkhole noticed the skull. He says the sinkhole had been open since the end of winter, but no one saw the skull until yesterday.
I didn't really know how to react to that. Not something you expect to hear.
No, it's not. Investigators say they also found other fractured remains. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office says investigators are not sure how long the remains have been in the sinkhole. They treated the area like a crime scene just in case. The sinkhole was filled in this afternoon. New tonight, a former Wayne County Sheriff's deputy has been indicted on theft charges. The Wayne County grand jury indicted Micah Morrow. Investigators say between May 27th and June 17th, Morrow kept a firearm and other items that were supposed to be stored as evidence. Along with theft, Morrow is also charged with abuse of the public trust. He turned himself in this morning, but jail workers say he later posted bond.
Police arrested a Laurel County couple after they say people saw their one-year-old grandson alone outside an apartment complex. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says Egbert and Mitzi Hensley did not have custody of the child, but investigators say the couple brought the child with them when they left their home in Pendleton County for a funeral in Corbin. They say the child somehow got out of the apartment the family was staying in. When police showed up, they say Egbert Hensley became violent.
He did scuffle with our deputy. We did wrestle with him to finally take him into custody.
He said a few words to me, and I said, yes, sir, no, sir. And he told me to not get smart with me, not to point my finger at me. So he slung me on the ground, man. And next thing I knew, he had 34 charges on me.
Well, police say the child should have been with a foster parent or social services. They charged the Hensleys with custodial interference. Have you ever dialed someone by accident while your cell phone was in your pocket? Well, this story may have you being a little more careful. Bloomberg Business reports a federal appeals judge in Kentucky has ruled that if you accidentally call someone, you are not protected by a right to privacy. The case stems from 2013 when a board member of the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport, while on a business trip to Italy, accidentally called the assistant for the airport's chief executive. Well, he didn't realize the phone had dialed, and the assistant recorded a conversation he was having with another board member next to him about firing the chief executive. The board member sued the assistant, claiming she violated a federal wiretap act, but the appeals judge ruled she did nothing illegal.
Apparently that phone call lasted 90 minutes. Is how long.
Interesting.
Yes.
A reminder to all of us. Yeah.